Hey, good afternoon and welcome back. It's Friday about 5 p.m. and it's our special time that we do the Facebook Live events. So just to review a few things that we talked about the last few weeks. Last week we talked about skincare. Skincare we directly related to what are you putting into your body? What are you putting on your body? Now, what is real important to realize is that a lot of the skincare products, and I don't think I covered that, but makeup, lipstick, a lot of the lotions, you have to be really careful because there's a lot of different chemicals in there. A lot of them have gluten-containing agents in there, so that's a real issue. You're going to find that in the skincare. You're going to find that in the shampoos and conditioners and things of that nature. So you really want to do your research. We'll try to put a link to a company that has a lot of good quality skincare products that are more natural and organic, of course. But don't let the organic term fool you because, you could talk about organic beef, and organic beef means, okay, the cows are not fed any antibiotics or hormones, but they're still given the corn as part of their feed. And it might be organic corn, but still corn is not a good thing because corn creates a lot of inflammatory processes. So one of the 7 foods, remember, was corn. It was also gluten. It was soy. It was dairy. It was eggs, sugars, and then peanuts, are an issue right there. So now what we'd like to talk about today is detoxification, why it's real important that you get into some detoxification program. So people wonder, well, how often should you go through a detoxification program? Our rule of thumb is this, okay? You do it kind of when the time changes. When does the time change? Spring and fall. So you're dialing it into those periods of time. So when we talk about doing a detox, it does mean getting off of those foods that most people are going to be sensitive to, like we just talked, those 7 foods. Dairy, corn, soy, gluten, peanuts, eggs, sugars, of course. And during that time, you're going to put in things that are really good. But when we go through the detoxification process, it's not just a matter of elimination. It's elimination in addition to doing certain specific nutritional supplements that are going to clean out particular body parts. One, liver and gallbladder. Liver and gallbladder is real critical. Some of you might have heard what we call fatty liver. What is fatty liver? Well, it just means that the liver, there's a lot of fat depositing on the liver. The liver is bigger than it should be. And of course, that is not a good sign because what is the liver involved in? So many functions as far as it's a filtration. It's a main filtration organ in our body that when we take in foods, when we take in medications, if you're taking medications or any other thing, is going to pass through and it's kind of going through that filtering process. The gallbladder, of course, is real critical in secreting out what we call bile salts. The bile salts are involved in breaking down fat. Now, if you do not have a gallbladder, if you've had a gallbladder removed, and by the way, that's one of the symptoms of having thyroid issues. Many thyroid sufferers have gallbladder issues and they've had their gallbladder removed. And many of you know that just removing your gallbladder isn't really fix anything. But besides that, there's the constipation as well as, the irritable bowel syndrome that goes along with the thyroid issues. And in particular, that's the whole purpose of the gallbladder is really those secretions create what we call peristaltic action. So peristaltic action is where those intestines, where we get the mobility of the digested food and of course the waste that is going through and passing through our body so that we can eliminate it. So the peristaltic action many times is affected as a result of having your gallbladder moved. So that's why we recommend going through these detox programs so you're cleaning out the body parts much like you would do if you were having your oil change in your car. You're going to do that every, maybe 10,000 miles now that they have the synthetic oils, but it's a similar type of thing. Why? Because we don't want sludge to build up. So when we recommend our detoxification process, it's a 21-day detoxification process. I recommend do it 30 days or even 45 days. The longer period of time you're doing it, the healthier your body's going to be. but minimum of 21 days. If you've never tried this before, maybe you're going to get your feet wet, you'll do the initial 21 days. Also during that time, besides the elimination of those foods, we recommend, of course, these supplements, specific things that are going to clean out, like I said, the liver and the gallbladder, but also put you on a natural antimicrobials. All of us in our gut have viruses, bacteria, parasites, fungus, yeast, mold, or things like that. So why not, when you're doing this cleanse or this detox program, go through the process of getting rid of, these viruses, bacteria, parasites, or whatever. Because they become almost part of us, many of us have it. I know for myself, I had the gut function test, which was a comprehensive gut panel. And they noticed that there was parasites in there, but they said it was unknown taxonomy. What that means that they couldn't relate it to any particular parasite. So when I talked to all the different doctors and all these research guys, they said, well, you shouldn't have to worry about it. But when my symptoms didn't go away, I said, okay, I'm going to run this test again. I ran it again. Sure enough, I still had that parasite of unknown taxonomy. And I said, forget it. I'm going to work on this and I'm going to get rid of it. Sure enough, when I went ahead and started getting rid of the parasite, trying to eliminate that, my health changed. So I'll tell you, there is, for many of us, there's always a reason why things are going on the way they are. And if there is something like that exists and you can get rid of it, let's get rid of it. So in this cleansing process, there is shakes involved too. So there's a shake that you would do twice a day. You can either do it as a meal replacement if you're trying to lose weight, enhancing the detoxification process. But you take it as part of the detoxification. It's going to give you the critical proteins. We talk about essential amino acids, 8 essential amino acids that are really key for our building blocks. Those our body does not make up itself, does not generate these particular amino acids. Other amino acids, the other 12 amino acids, our body does create. So these 8 essential amino acids have to come from an outside source. You don't really get deprived. We'd like you to eat good quality foods during that time. Organic chicken, wild fish, And again, the smaller the fish, the better. So the fish might be sardines. I know some of you saying, ugh, sardines, but you squeeze a little lemon on them, they're not so bad. As well as salmon. Salmon's a pretty safe fish. The bigger fish like tuna and mackerel and of course the shark, swordfish, those are more the meatier fishes, and they have the tendency to have more of the components, what we call heavy metals, or what you hear, mercury and that type of thing. We don't want to have that become part of our body burden. We'll get into that a little bit more in another Facebook Live. But today what we really wanted to focus on was the detoxification process, specifically detoxing, helping the gut, helping the liver, the gallbladder, and getting your body to kind of go through this rejuvenation process. So look at the skincare, that we just talked about. You can always watch it from last week. Another thing we've talked about is the ketogenic process, or the nutritional ketosis, which is pretty phenomenal. So if you wanted to incorporate that maybe in your 21 days by eating, coconut chips, unsweetened coconut chips, or having coconut oil, or having extra virgin olive oil, or having cold pressed oils like grapeseed oil, those are all good for us. Those are the oils that we need. Remember, there's 10 trillion cells in our body, and every cell has a outer membrane that is what we call phospholipid. That is a fat membrane. So fat is essential for our bodies, even though you might hear, different news saying, you want to reduce fats. It is about taking in good quality fats, not unhealthy fats, not the fried fats or fried foods. That's pretty bad stuff. Anything that's going through high temperatures, it is not good, because it's breaking down the good essential oils and converting them into more of the carcinogenic type. So with that, what we'll do, we'll put on a couple different things that I really like, as far as specifically, it's a package. It's a package that is a detoxification. Very simple. 2 shakes a day. Take these packets. I believe it's 2 or 3 packets a day of each. There is two different packets, and that'll go through the process of helping, healing your body, detoxifying your body, getting you working and functioning much better. And I can also tell you that most people, when they do this, they feel great. They do have a tendency to lose weight, even though that might not be your goal, or that might be just a great side effect. That's fantastic. But the detoxification is essential for us to have that energy to remain vibrant and to really clear our systems. So again, 2 times a year, usually spring and then fall. Coordinate that with a change of time. That's a really good idea. And if there's anything that we can help you with, or anything that you might have some complicating factors, anything that you might want to know more about, you can always send us a message, okay, Facebook message. You can always call our office at 714-964-9566. And, we've been in healthcare practitioners. I've been a healthcare practitioner for over 30 years. And when I originally came here, I was working in one of the largest nutritional practices in the country at that time. That's what got me interested, and that's why I kept on pursuing that. So we hope to be able to provide you with extraordinary information, plenty of content, and help you to get well, because we are what we eat, and therefore we have to make sure that we're nourishing our body and really having multiple steps that we're taking for overall good quality health. So we'll see you next week at 5.